All right, so it is time now for our Alaska news for this Wednesday morning. It is December 7th, 2016. The body of a missing Fairbanks man has been found off the Elliott Highway. The 89-year-old had gone missing last week, a subject of a silver alert. Many friends and family have been searching for him. One of his relatives saw his truck down a steep embankment, and when he went to investigate, he found Mr. O'Grady dead inside the truck. Our condolences to the family. Beans Cafe, located as it is right near the intersection of some major highways in Anchorage, is often the place where people get hit by cars. In fact, last week, 3 people were hit by a taxi, and then 2 others were hit by another car nearby. They appealed to the public for help, and a whole bunch of people came out with safety gear for the clients of Beans Cafe in Anchorage. We're talking about reflective vests and other gear that will make them more visible as they walk around the busy streets. In the first of its kind, Alaska has now released oil exploration data that was gathered in a tax credit program. As one of the provisions, they have now released seismic data to the world, something which a number of the companies that took advantage of the tax credits are now complaining about. Alaska Airlines was forced to cancel dozens of flights out of Seattle because of ice. Something that we're used to in Alaska, of course, the de-icing that takes place regularly before the planes go up. Seattle wasn't prepared for that weather, and some 6,000 people had their flight plans changed unexpectedly. In Anchorage, a woman coming out to her truck at the Value Village saw somebody trying to steal it, and then they came at her as she tried to stop them. She pulled out her gun and shot at her own truck. It's not clear if anyone inside was hit. The suspect, described as a native male in his 20s, and there was an older native female in the truck with him. The woman has not faced any charges just yet. However, she was hit by the truck as it sped off. They did find the truck, but not the occupants. Alaska's minimum wage will be rising to $9.80 per hour starting January 5th to adjust for inflation. There was another shooting incident in Spenard. In this particular case, a large party on 30th Avenue that grew raucous, and then there was some kind of altercation. The verbal altercation took a turn for the worse and erupted in gunfire. 3 different people showed up at the hospital. Alaska State Troopers have found 14-year-old Mary Rotzler. She had run away from home at the beginning of November, apparently, as she was just about to enter treatment for alcohol and drug abuse. She has been found safe. After the shooting threat at Thunder Mountain High School in Juneau, there was a record amount of absenteeism. Roughly 75% of the students didn't show up for school on Monday at that particular high school. However, several of the other schools in the area also had a large absentee rate, in some cases as high as 25%. The normal absentee rate is between 6 and 12%. Senator Dan Sullivan attacked Obama's regulation record in a statement this week, saying that he hopes that Donald Trump will have a better record. In fact, he thinks he probably will. The Juneau police have released the names of the officer and the man he shot. This is the first officer-related shooting in Juneau in 9 years. The Life Med company is going to be bringing the medical transport plane back to Unalaska this year, and that's something that the people in Unalaska are excited about because the folks on the plane will also be staying there to help out at the medical clinic. The Board of Fish has extended the king season in Ninilchik because of the abundance of hatchery fish. Basically, there's a lot of really good quality fish that people aren't getting because the longer you stay in the river, obviously, the worse quality it is. So they're opening a longer season for kings in Ninilchik. The leader of a drug conspiracy is going to prison for meth and heroin charges, also for money laundering. And there's also a new movement on the permanent fund being restructured. Senator Pete Kelly has now come out pushing for making that a top priority. Police have found a missing 27-year-old woman who is considered to be a vulnerable adult. They had sent out an alert over the weekend, and on Monday she was found, and she is safe. Once again, they thank the public for helping them find their citizens. Commercial cod fishermen got some more space in Ketchimak Bay, Fish and Game allowing them more area by about 44 square miles or so. something that actually may end up helping the tanner crab population. They've been concerned that with all that extra people fishing in that area, it would hurt the crabs, but they're going after the fish that eat the crabs. So in the long term, it's likely to help. A Two Rivers man just got sentenced for 10 years in prison for assault and serial burglaries. He is the fellow that was accused of putting a gun to his victim's head and pulling the trigger. The gun didn't go off because he didn't know you had to cock it first before pulling the trigger. The Judicial Council is traveling the state, evaluating potential judges. Some of the things that they're keeping in mind, of course, is what judge would fit with which area, especially some of the more rural areas of the state where poverty is quite high. The city of Anchorage is going to be upgrading their streetlights to the so-called smart grid technology, replacing a lot of the orange bulbs with the LED bulbs sometime in 2017. The MV Susitna, the ill-fated ferry that cost tens of millions of dollars, has been sold to the Philippines for just a little over $1 million. It has now arrived in the Philippines as the biggest and possibly most expensive ambulance ever. Alaska Airlines has won U.S. antitrust approval for a $2.6 billion purchase of Virgin America, making it the fifth largest airline in the country. And a new book is out exploring how firearms changed Native America. You can read about that at the Juneau Empire. And if you'd like more details on any of these stories, you can listen to the audio file, which you'll find at radiofreespeech.com. Once again, if you like what I'm doing, please consider becoming a sponsor. We have some subscription options. We also have the GoFundMe page and, of course, Patreon. It's all there at radiofreespeech.com. You have a suggestion for a topic for me, especially for my commentary, email me, steve@radiofreespeech.com. Today's commentary, which you will see if you just scroll down a little bit more, is about running at 30 below, how I do it and how you can do it too. And check it out. Once again, that website, radiofreespeech.com. Tell all your friends.